Welcome back to Kraftwerk and another wee video. I have found this thing which I have had for years, and I only found it because it was deep buried away in a cupboard. It's a Boker Plus, and it came with a sheath, which is absolutely fucking bollocks. I mean, it is just awful. It feels awful. It sticks here because this goes against that there, and if you put it in, this doesn't close. You gotta like pull it out a little bit so that it lines up. Oh my god, it has to be in exactly right spot so that these close. Again, it's not doing it. Oh, for God's sake. You see what I mean? I mean, this is a utility, right? A knife is a tool. You can't be fucking around with it. Anyway, and then when you want to open it, you don't have enough grip to pull it open, and it's quite tight. So there's only one thing to do: make your own sheath. So what I've done is I wanted to do something interesting. So I've cut out my little masks here. So it's gonna go this way around. So that it sits on your right. I'm just going to make it right-handed, and that's that. A layer of leather. I'm going to put a piece of plastic in between to give it a bit of stability, because this is fairly soft leather. Then this one goes on top of that for some extra support. Then I'm going to put a piece like this in here, so that there's a little lip, so that this distance here is taken care of. Then two strips, one here, it's not lying flat, so one here, and then this thing here, which is basically an open fold. So that if this is sitting in here, there is space for a pen or something like that, like a little pocket, or maybe for a little flint, little striker or something like that. And then this goes over the top. So these I'm going to keep elongated so that we can use them to fold over. Now I've measured them; they're going to be right here, and just in these little indents here where your fingers go. And I am going to use little strips of Velcro. I like Velcro. I'm not trying to be super over the top, authentic leather with studs and all that. No, I just want to have a nice, comfortable sheath to use. And so that's pretty much the design. Now I was thinking possibly of putting another wee pocket in here. I might do that. These sections I'm going to glue together. However, I'm also going to, once they're glued, I'm going to stitch them as well, for a more aesthetic end look. The only thing I haven't decided yet, which is really difficult, is this is just a piece of cutoff. It's not thin. It's about 1.5 mm thick. It's got the rough one side and the kind of finished other side. And I don't know which side I'm going to have on the outside. I am thinking of having this on the inside and this on the outside, but I actually prefer the look of this. However, I don't know how easily this slides. Oh no, it slides quite well. So I might actually put this on the inside, because this is worked, and then this on the outside, and it means I can actually use like a leather conditioner on, you know, the open side. And I somehow just prefer the look of this side. It just looks more interesting. I've got different color threads that I'm going to use for the stitching. I've left basically this amount of space for the stitching on either side. So yeah, that is what we're going to be doing. So this is video number 1, just to show you what it looks like and what I'm planning. And then we'll be filming the next iterations. So thank you very much for watching. and come back to see the work progress. So trying to lay these out in such a way that I waste as little as possible of the leather. This is the top, it does matter because I've decided to use this side. Okay, so here we are. I'm now just going to trace this out. Now these are, I'm going to mark this slightly bigger so that I can, so that I've got space. I'm going to glue it together and then do the final rounding off of the cutting. So nothing to do but go for it. Let's just start on one side. If I make a mistake, I'm kind of fucked because I don't have that much of this leather. So I'll cut on the outside of my marks. And the reason I'm going to cut on the outside is so that I have that little bit of extra to work with. This is my first time doing this kind of thing with leather, so I'm kind of using common sense and winging it a little bit, so if I do any fuck-ups, you'll know why. Can I fit this in here? Can I? I hate wasting. Yeah. I think I might put this here. Yeah. Okay. I must admit, I'm going to cut this with a fantastically sharp kitchen knife. I will try to have some videos up of how I sharpen my knives. It brings them into a ridiculous state of sharpness. But I think anybody who watches and does anything crafty or kitchen wise or wood wise will agree with me that there's absolutely nothing worse than a shitty knife, or a knife that is not sharp. Trying to cut with something that is not sharp, there is nothing worse than that. So one thing I should have mentioned here, or which I just figured out, is something I would have done if I wasn't in such a stupid hurry here, is I would have taped these down with masking tape. That would have prevented them from moving, because you don't want this to move, because you might bring things out of alignment. So now, because it's not taped down, I'm going to keep checking that my flimsy paper is still aligned. Like for example here, if I push to this, it might move that way. If I had it taped down, I wouldn't have had to worry about it, but now I do. So tape shit down. Excuse my French, but I speak a lot of French on my travels. Bit of a story about the Boker. It's a really interesting knife. It's very affordable, has great reviews. Is made of the 12C27 steel. Has 4 holes so you can tie it to a stick and use it as a spear. You don't see that in many of these kind of, I want to say pseudo survival knives, because it's sold as a survival knife, but I think it's a wee bit short for that. Although from a material and a usability point of view, it's probably a good entry level survival knife. Or maybe for kids or something like that, you know. My hand is quite, I don't have massive hands, and for me it sits right there in the hand. It actually goes over a little bit, so depending on how I use it, it might actually bother me a bit. I don't know yet, I've never used it. Like I said, I don't run around with knives every day, so it's not seen any real action from me, but there's enough YouTube videos that review these guys. If I make a success of this, I will make a video for another sheath, because I will have enough left for another Boker, which is a folding one, but a UK legal folding one, which I did actually purchase not long ago, because I was looking. I need to make sure this is the right way. Okay. Well, this one is going to move on me, so I need to be careful. And that's another reason why I'm going to be cutting outside the lines. Here we are. Cutting done. Where are we with the time? I don't want to have these videos too long. See what I mean by sharp knives? Yeah. You don't want this thing slipping. It really is dangerously sharp. And if anybody wants to see how I sharpen my knives to get them this ridiculously sharp, let me know, and I will post a video about it, because I think it's important that people have sharp knives. What did they say? A sharp knife is a safe knife, is apparently the thing. So I'm just going to cut these out. I'm going to stop the video here and get back to you when it's done.